Hello all, I'm Sai and you're watching The Book Dragon. In today's video, I'm bringing to you my review of Skin Rules by Dr. Jaishree Sharad. Now, initially I was a bit skeptical whether to review this book or not because it is a book about physical beauty and how you can enrich it. So I thought that it might feel a bit offensive for some people, which is totally understandable. And at the same time, I had this other voice in myself which said that I'm a person who has not been that comfortable with the way that my skin looks because I did not know how to handle it. And I'm sure that there are many people like me out there who are also struggling with a lot of skin issues. And when I read this book and after I finished reading it, I'm sure that I have gained some knowledge and insight of what are the things that I'm doing wrong and what are the things which I'm not at all doing that make my skin look the way it is, and what are the things that I can actually do in a really easy basis and a daily basis to make it look healthier and make it feel healthier for myself. So if you are looking forward to a book like that, I'm sure that this video will be helpful for you because you'll hear about stuff which you can expect to read from this book. If you think that concepts like this one are not to your interest and you don't think that physical beauty is important at all, I totally understand it and I go by it as well. I just wanted to say this like kind of a disclaimer in the beginning of the video itself. So without any further ado, let's get into the review right away. Now, Skin Rules is a book which is going to talk about how you can take care of your skin and understand its needs and make it far more healthier and good looking in such a way that it reflects your inner health rather than just physical beauty. The author actually sketches out a 6-week plan that you can easily follow no matter who you are, what your lifestyle is. There are some aspects of this book which you can easily follow and properly develop your skin in a very healthy and constructive basis rather than just going on with a plethora of cosmetics that are available in the market. Now, the author actually takes this book forward like a case study that she did on a patient whom she calls Mickey. It is a very practical book rather than anything. It's not like magic. There are a lot of work which we have to do in those 6 weeks in order to better the quality of our skin and make our skin healthier inside as well as out. Now we'll get into the various things that we can see in each and every week. Now in week 1, we get to learn about the various different types of skin, and on knowing all these different types of skin, we are able to determine what is the type of skin that we actually have and all the do's and don'ts that each and every skin type should follow as a regular basis. It's just like a thumb rule. You cannot deviate from that no matter what happens. There are basically 4 to 5 different kinds of skins that the author discusses. The first one is normal skin, which actually does not get irritated because of normal external agents. The second one is dry skin. The next one is oily skin, and after that we have sensitive skin as well as combination skin. All these are different skin types and each and every person has a unique skin type and they have to cater to the needs of that particular skin type in order to keep their skin healthy as well as radiant. In week number 2, we get to unlearn some of the things which we wrongly have the knowledge of from all the things that we've learned from our parents as well as elders normally from the years that we've grown through. I'm sure that not that many teenagers as well as youngsters that we are having in this generation have any knowledge about skincare at all. For example, I myself didn't have any knowledge about skincare at all and how much it is necessary in order to keep your skin healthy and look healthy rather than anything else. And only after reading this one, I got to know about the importance of it, and it's not just a cosmetic thing but a thing which is deeply related to the physical health of our body. Apart from unlearning the things which we wrongly learned, we also get to know about the various causes of the skin conditions that we usually deal with, like pimples, rashes, acne, scars, and many such things. Everything is explained in a really technical medical basis, but in order to make it easy and lucid for us, the author just explains each and every term properly. Week 3, if you ask me, is the most important of all the 6 weeks in this book because the author actually talks about the skincare routine that each and every skin type has to follow, and depending on what your skin type is and what are the particular needs that your unique skin has, the types of products that you use and the chemical components that need to be present in those products. For example, I'm a person who has oily skin and the author says that I should not go for any oil based or milk based products because they will just aggravate the skin and they'll usually cause a lot more breakout and pimples. We also learned that certain skin types are susceptible to certain types of skin conditions. For example, dry skin is more susceptible to developing cracks as it ages, and oily skin is more susceptible to acne and scars because of the accumulation of oil and the increased production of oil from the sebaceous glands. While doing all these things, the author just doesn't leave us blindfolded in a forest. She gives us some examples of products which we can purchase from the market. She even names out some brands and some chemicals that we have to look forward to in order to find the products that will suit our skin type. So of all the weeks in this book, the 3rd week is the week which you have to pay more attention to and take a lot more notes of, because that's the chapter or part of the book which is totally jam-packed with all the information that we actually need. Week 4 is something which I'm sure that everyone will like because it deals with home remedies and various DIY stuff that the author gives us recipes for that we can test on our skin. She tells us to try these DIY packs and masks in a small patch of our skin first and let it down for 1 hour, and if it does not cause any other allergic reaction, then we can go on for the entire face. She discusses multiple masks, peels and scrubs, which can be very easily done with all the things that we just have in our kitchen itself. Also, apart from this, the most important part of that week is that we can learn about the types of food we have to consume and avoid in order to maintain the glow that we have brought to our skin from following that skin routine which was told to us in week 3. Week 5 is totally about lifestyle and what the type of lifestyle that we lead can do to our skin, both in a healthy way as well as in a really unhealthy way. For example, people who are used to doing a lot more work in the hot sun can develop a lot more skin conditions compared to those people who work indoors. Not just working but also leisure activities like playing out in the sun. The products that we have to use in order to prevent all these problems are discussed in week 3, but the effects of those problems are discussed really much in detail in this one without scaring us but just giving us the proper information that we have to have. The major threat for us as a generation itself is the lifestyle that we follow, because we are in the digital age and all of us look into the screens for most part of our days, and there's not that much of a physical activity. The food that we consume is also not totally organic and natural because of multiple reasons. Because of all this, we are susceptible to a lot of skin conditions and problems, and in order to keep ourselves healthy and safe from them, we have to follow some things and inculcate them into our lifestyle, which will be tough but they will pay off for sure towards the later years in our life. Now coming to the last week, which is week 6, the author talks about the treatments and the time to see a dermatologist, because the first 5 weeks actually focus on avoiding the damage and just precautionary steps alone, which will just make us look like $1,000 as the author says in her own words. But week 6 is totally about the treatment to the damage that we do without following any of these things. Some of the damages might seem small in the beginning, but as the days pass, they might become severe. It is necessary to follow the precautionary steps that the author talks about in the first 5 weeks. They are just small habits, but just doing those small habits on a really consistent, regular basis is difficult for many people. I am including myself as well, because it is tough to do all the things that the author talks about, but I can understand that they are not that difficult things to do and don't take that much effort from us. Apart from this, she also talks about the recent advancements when it comes to the treatment of various other skin ailments, and I'm a person who has been scared of all the things that I've seen on ads when it comes to television, especially skincare, because the skin is definitely a very sensitive and important organ, right? Because it covers the entirety of our body. After reading about the various treatments that the author explains to us on a really detailed basis, without going into such a annoying detail that it becomes boring or intimidating for us, I learned many stuff about the various things that are going on in the skin treatment field. So in that way, it was very enlightening. So those are all the things that we'll see from week 1 to week 6. And the most important thing which I liked about this book was that the author actually talks about attaining a healthier and glowing supple skin rather than just going for a fairer skin, because we've been taught from our younger ages, especially in our country, that lighter skin is actually healthy skin and it's the beautiful skin that everyone has to desire, but it's definitely not like that. I'm sure that people from our generation don't think so, and they should not think so as well. So that was something which I respected a lot about this book, because it does not go for the skin tone at all, but only on keeping the skin healthy and supple, not keeping it light and white. The author also uses many medical jargons throughout the book, but each and every time when a jargon is used, she goes forward and explains what it means to the reader, because not every person who picks up this book is going to have knowledge about the medical terms that the author uses, right? So that is something which is really useful for people like me. When it comes to applying the things that we learn from this one, there is a easy way that we can just follow. The author has tabulated all the information that she talks about and the products that we can use at the end of some chapters, so that we need not go through the entire book in order to find the products that are compatible for our skin type. We can just flip on to that particular tableau column and just find out the products and the uses that they have for our particular skin type. There are also some illustrations which are very minimalistic in nature, so that the book doesn't feel boring also. So as a whole package, this is a book which can be read by anyone who's 15 and over in age, because I think that is the time in life when we start to deal with a lot of skin problems, because we hit puberty. Most of us hit puberty during that age, and because of hormonal imbalances, we start getting many problems on our skin. While it is suitable for teenagers, I'm not saying that it is not suitable for adults and older people. The author actually covers everyone, starting from a 13-year-old to 70 to 80-year-olds, because skin is something which is there as an organ for everyone, and it is definitely one of the key factors which shows that we are aging as years pass by. So in order to take care of that skin, we have to have sound knowledge, and I think that if we read this book, we can get at least a little bit of knowledge, if not the complete thing, to take good care of it and not abuse it without our knowledge itself. So finally rated this book 5 stars. I initially thought of rating it 4 or 4.5 stars, but I rated it 5 stars because I think many more people need to read this, and I think It will give us a basic picture of how we can take care of our skin's physical health. If you're a person who is looking forward to a read like that, I highly suggest this one because it has helped me and I'm sure that it will help people like me as well. That's it for today, and if you did find this video useful and informative in some way or the other, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it to your friends. If you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel because I publish new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.